Vehicle inspections for dealers. Texas Two Steps One Sticker program. The state of Texas has transitioned to Two Steps One Sticker, and the registration sticker serves as proof of inspection and registration. There are two general steps for dealers under the Two Steps One Sticker program. The first step is inspection. Dealers are required to ensure vehicles have a valid inspection. Once a vehicle has been inspected, the results are entered into the state's inspection database. The second step is registration. When a dealer submits the buyer's title and registration documentation to the county, the vehicle's inspection status is electronically verified and the buyer is issued a registration sticker to serve as proof of inspection and registration. The date on the registration sticker is the expiration date for both inspection and registration. Extra time on used vehicle sales. Used vehicles are also required to have a passing inspection for purposes of registration. It matters when that inspection occurred. Under Two Steps One Sticker, used cars which have a passing inspection may be sold without obtaining a new inspection if the inspection occurred within 180 days of the date of the sale. Dealers are required to reinspect motor vehicles if the last inspection was more than 180 days from the date of the sale before registration and title paperwork is submitted to the county tax office. If the vehicle does not have a passing inspection at the time of registration, the transaction will be rejected. The website address for Two Steps One Sticker is www.twostepsonessticker.com, and here you can see the home page of the Two Steps One Sticker website. And what we're going to do is go over to the right here, and we're going to click on the dealer's box to take us to the dealer information page. So you go ahead and click on that box. You will then click the When Do I Inspect button to identify the time frame within which the vehicle must have passed inspection. After you click on the When Do I Inspect button, you can enter the date of the sale of the vehicle. So for this example, let's say we sold this vehicle on October 28th of 2020. You would enter October, then 28, then 2020, and over to the right, you'll see the 180-day date range. If the passing vehicle inspection does not fall within the 180-day window, the vehicle must be reinspected prior to sale. You may also click on the link over there that says mytxcar.org to enter the exact VIN of the vehicle to determine when the vehicle was last inspected. So if you click on that link, as you see here on mytxcar.org, you can just enter the VIN of the vehicle you're selling to find out when it was last inspected. Pretty easy, huh? Emissions test on resale. Two Steps One Sticker has not changed the emissions testing requirement for dealers of used vehicles. If a vehicle is being registered in an emissions county and was previously titled and registered in a non-emissions county, the vehicle will need emissions tests prior to resale. This requirement does not apply to vehicles that are 1996 or newer models and vehicles that have less than 50,000 miles. The Vehicle Inspection Report, or VIR. Dealers are not required to provide a Vehicle Inspection Report, or VIR, with every title application. In order to avoid any delays in processing your application, it is recommended that a copy of the VIR be provided to the county tax office. The VIR is used to verify inspection when it cannot be done electronically. About fee collection. Inspection fees have not changed with the implementation of Two Steps One Sticker. However, vehicle inspectors are no longer responsible for collecting the state's portion of the inspection fee. Instead, the state's portion of the fee is collected at the time of registration. Dealers will continue to be reimbursed for actual costs incurred in completing an inspection. If a used vehicle has a passing inspection at the time of the transfer, a dealer is not required to reinspect the vehicle. If a dealer does not reinspect the vehicle, the customer should not be charged for an inspection, obviously. Here you see the statewide inspection rates. First, you see a breakdown of statewide safety emissions requirements, and then you see the requirements for each different county in the state. Dealer plates. The Two Steps One Sticker program has not changed the manner in which dealer plates are issued. Texas Department of Motor Vehicle cannot verify inspection of a vehicle displaying dealer plates, nor will an inspection fee be collected. Dealer plates are not assigned to a vehicle, therefore inspection cannot be verified as a condition of use. Vehicles with dealer plates must still have a valid inspection when operated on public roadways or be subject to citation by law enforcement. As a best practice, dealers should maintain a copy of the vehicle inspection report in a vehicle displaying dealer plates as proof of inspection. E-tags, the buyer's tags. The dealer e-tag system functions as it previously did under 2 steps, 1 sticker. However, dealers should ensure they have completed or verified inspection on a vehicle before it leaves the dealership. The dealer e-tag system does not verify inspection when any buyer's tag is issued. Verification of inspection will occur when the registration is submitted to the county. To prevent any issues with law enforcement, as stated earlier, a copy of the vehicle inspection report should be kept as proof of inspection in a vehicle displaying an e-tag until the registration is issued. Always remember, out-of-state sales, vehicles retailed out-of-state are exempt from inspection. I want to repeat that. Vehicles retailed out-of-state are exempt from inspection. A dealer must issue a buyer tag for every retail sale and ensure the vehicle has a current Texas inspection if the vehicle is going to be operated on Texas roadways. The tax office will process the transaction through their system, which will query the state inspection database for verification of inspection and confirm any amounts due. Temporary dealer tags. Vehicles displaying a temporary tag remain exempt from inspection. Remember, Web Dealer is equipped to help your dealership easily calculate all fees due at the time of the registration and title, including the state's portion of the inspection fee. Web Dealer calculates the fees and allows for manual verification of the inspection. Also, always remember that the customer may choose one of 3 registration options: the county where the purchaser resides, the county where the dealership is located, or the county where the vehicle is encumbered. Rebuilt, salvage, and non-repairable titles. Since many of you will be using your Texas dealer's license to gain access to dealer auctions, you're going to need to be able to have the ability to identify vehicles that have damage history. Many vehicles that come through dealer auctions do have damage history, and you need to ensure that you bid on these vehicles accordingly. If a vehicle has damage history, you would never want to pay full wholesale for the vehicle since it does have damage history. Any vehicle with damage history will be worth less than any vehicle that does not have damage history. A rebuilt or prior salvage title. The term rebuilt varies slightly from state to state, but generally is used to describe salvaged vehicles that were repaired or restored. A rebuilt or prior salvage title vehicle is a vehicle that's been in some type of collision and someone's purchased the vehicle, repaired the damage. State inspection stations then conduct the inspections for salvaged vehicles that have been rebuilt, and the inspection must be conducted after the issuance of a salvage title and after the repairs have been made. I want to repeat that again, okay? The inspection must be conducted after the issuance of a salvage title and after the repairs have been made. During the inspection, the inspector will inspect the vehicle and probably view the repair receipts to ensure no parts were stolen. And once the inspector has evaluated the vehicle and determined it is in a safe and roadworthy condition, the vehicle may be issued a rebuilt salvage title. As stated earlier, an independent motor vehicle in Texas is not required to obtain a separate salvage license. They just changed that law. Application for a Texas title branded rebuilt salvage is required when a salvage motor vehicle has been rebuilt and placed in operable condition before selling or otherwise transferring ownership of the vehicle. A rebuilt salvage title is required when a salvage vehicle has been rebuilt. Only non-repairable vehicles with titles dated prior to September 1st of 2003 can be rebuilt. And I want to repeat that statement. Only non-repairable vehicles with titles dated prior to September 1st, 2003 can be rebuilt. Salvage vehicles issued a salvage title after September 1st, 2003 can still be rebuilt. However, non-repairable vehicles cannot. The names of the title documents that are issued for salvage and non-repairable vehicles are either usually salvage vehicle title or non-repairable. Determination of the condition of the motor vehicle. When a motor vehicle is damaged, the following information is used to determine whether the motor vehicle is a salvage or non-repairable vehicle. If the vehicle is damaged, but not to the extent that the vehicle becomes a salvage or non-repairable motor vehicle, the owner may transfer the vehicle by assignment of the existing negotiable ownership document. Upon transfer of the ownership or the assignment to other than a licensed motor vehicle dealer, the purchaser is required to file an application for Texas title with the county tax assessor collector's office. Apply for that title. Stolen motor vehicles. Obviously, the department under no circumstances issues a salvage or non-repairable vehicle title for any unrecovered stolen vehicle. Texas Department of Motor Vehicle Salvage Manual. The TXDMV has a very extensive salvage non-repairable manual that you can download. We've got a link to it at texasdealers.com. This very informational manual goes much further into salvage and non-repairable vehicles, and I strongly encourage you to download the training manual after you've completed your dealer training course. Remember, that's at texasdealers.com. Just scroll down there and you can click on the Texas Dealer Manuals link. Many states have different levels of salvage that are quite different from Texas. If you have a question regarding a state-specific salvage laws, you can contact the state's Motor Vehicle Bureau. And on these 3 slides here, you see on that first slide, you have, from Alabama to Maine, there's their motor vehicle bureaus with their phone numbers. On the second slide there, you see from Maryland down to South Dakota. And then on the third slide, you're going to see Tennessee from Wyoming. And all that information is in that manual that you downloaded at the beginning of the course. So don't ever hesitate to contact another state regarding possible questions about their titles, okay? But always remember, no matter what, that we are Texas dealers and we'll always be following Texas laws. That's it for this unit. Let's go ahead and do our unit review. In this unit, we learned about titling vehicles and dealer reassignments. Remember to allow the purchaser to select the county for registration. We covered license plate transfers. We talked about exporting and importing vehicles. We've delved into the web dealer and e-title systems. We learned about inspections and salvage titles, and we also showed a link to the nationwide motor vehicle bureaus throughout the United States. As stated before, you can view this video and all other videos in your training course at any time after the course for review simply by visiting texasdealers.com and hitting that Texas Dealer video link.